Welcome back to the realest channel on YouTube, and we're talking about the same old stuff. Am I talking about Logan Paul? Am I talking about KSI? Am I talking about Jake Paul? Am I talking about YouTube boxing? Yes, and that's what you came here for. So don't get on to me for talking about what you want to hear me talk about, being someone that's so close to what goes on. Anyway, with this one, I am not close at all, but it's just on the topic of conversation. So we got Jake Paul fighting the elite, decorated Division 1, NCAA Division 1 MMA champion, Ben Askren. Now, it sounds great. And if you're selling it to people who just want to see a fight, and want to give you credit for anything that you do, because if we're going to give people credit for anything that we do, you could give credit for getting out of bed this morning. You could give credit for brushing your teeth well. If we're going to give credit for anything, we might as well add Jake to these categories of giving credit, because to beat an MMA champion who can only, I repeat, only fight on the ground or to get a person to the ground is absolutely very weird and strange, and it baffles me, because he's not fighting a striker. This guy cannot strike to save his life, and we're going to get into some of his clips and highlights that people have been posting online, because as much as Jake is a genius at creating attention, at pissing people off, at making people talk about him, he's also conning the people. He's conning the people. Come on, man. He's conning the people. Because he fought Gibb and he performed. I always say this. He fought Gibb and he performed. Yeah? Gibb underperformed. He got the victory. Utmost credit. Never going to say anything about it. Then he fought an NBA player, and they're using the fact that the slam dunk contest is a reasonable way to define this man that is going into a boxing match. Doesn't that tell you all you need to know? Like, are people not reading between the lines here? Like, and as I said, people are going to be like, oh, well, you're the one talking about him. You're the one that's giving him attention. Yeah, of course, it's something to talk about, and I can talk about it. So I'm going to talk about it. But I'm just saying, I don't respect the approach that man's going with by chatting about, oh, it's a real fighter now, and which is true. Ben Askren's a real fighter. He will take me to the ground, rear naked choke, tap, tap, guillotine. I believe that. But when it comes to the sport of boxing, he has no place. Ben Askren has no place. Jake has focused the last 2 to 3 years on the hands and on how to make sure his stand-up is clean and prepared ultimately for JJ in his eyes. But now I feel like he genuinely is distracted with more prestigious wins that are going to be looked at higher than beating JJ, for example. Even though I feel like the nostalgia of YouTuber to YouTuber is always going to be strong. But I get what he's saying. He's moving on to professional fighters, so I feel like JJ is starting to become less and less of a goal to him. But I'll talk about that in a minute after we watch the Ben Askren clips. But yeah, Jake has been focusing on the hands. He's been focusing on perfecting his craft, and his craft is now boxing. That's what he's chosen. He perfected the art of Vine. He perfected the art of YouTube, and now he wants to perfect the art of boxing. He hasn't yet perfected the art of music, but none of us have. It's a creative thing. What you think's good, I think's good. Yeah, that's how it goes. But anyway, boxing, that's his chosen thing now, and I'm telling you, he's dedicated himself and he's working hard. And for that, I can only give him credit, because it's not an easy sport to put your heart into. And right now, he's putting his heart into it, so credit to him. But come on, don't big up Ben Askren to be such a dangerous fighter. We're going to look at the clips right now. Right now. Let's see this. Man spinning around, moving mad. I know spinning back fist is a move, but come on, the delivery was poor. He throws one punch, goes to clinch, hold the back of the head. You can't even do that in boxing. Half the man stand-up's illegal in boxing. It's illegal. You can't even hold the back of someone's head. So the fact that he throws them little dead punches and then holds the back of people's head to finish off the uppercuts is mad. This is mad. This is actually mad. So look, he's there. Then he goes again. Look, holds the head, uppercut. Holds the head again. And that's all because he's a wrestler. His instincts are to grab you. The same way a Muay Thai guy may use his knees or his elbows as his primary weapon. Run close, I throw a left hook as a boxer. A Muay Thai guy, run close, bang, elbow will come out. A wrestler, run close, bang, they grab you. His instincts are to wrestle. His instincts are not to use his hands as weapons to hurt a person. Hence why that stand-up is trash. And Jake should get no credit for beating Ben Askren if it's a boxing match. No right. I don't believe this. I don't believe it. Good uppercut counter there. You know me, I give people credit. Maya threw a left hand. Bang, good uppercut, nice. And then we're back to the same old nonsense. Grabbing the head again. He can't stay in his stance. He's doing this. Nah, man. No. We've seen enough. That's enough on Ben Askren. The title of the video wasn't to clickbait you here. It was obviously for me to give you my opinion on the fact that Jake has moved on now to fighting Ben Askren. But it's also because I want people to think about this. And I'm going to speak about it honestly. Jake is somebody who is earning his stripes, right? He's earning his stripes. And it's got to a point now where he's fighting professional fighters, not YouTubers, personalities. He's actually stepping into fighting professional fighters. Now, if this fight with JJ and Jake doesn't happen soon, will it ever happen? Not because JJ don't want it to happen or because Jake don't want it to happen per se, but will it become a thing of the past? Will it become like one of those fights in the traditional boxing world where you wanted two guys to square off in their prime, but then they end up fighting just after it? Do you get what I'm saying here? Like, do you think that this could actually be a thing? Comment below. Because as much as we all big up this thing and hype this fight, will it forever keep the same taste that it has now? Because I'm telling you straight, whether I train JJ or not, I don't plan on training JJ for the fight. But whether I train him or not, he's not going straight into a fight with Jake Paul. One of the first rules to battle is never to underestimate your opponent. And I won't underestimate Jake by any means. So why would I send JJ or advise JJ to go straight into a fight with Jake when this guy's sparring all the time? He's fighting often. It wouldn't make sense. So if we're looking at it realistically, guys, JJ's going to want to have 2 to 3 fights before stepping in the ring against Jake. Because he needs that to harness and hone his skills to be ready for the ultimate fight that is left in this YouTube thing, which is Jake Paul. So why would I let him go straight into a fight with Jake? So JJ has 2 to 3 fights. Let's say that these are not bunched together. There's a couple months between each fight, including the camp. This fight won't even happen until earliest, and obviously the pandemic, earliest the last few months of 2022, because he needs to get in there again and he needs to get used to how it feels to be a boxer. And so Jake saying, yeah, fight me now. Nah, bro, because you've been doing your thing. Obviously JJ's a man of multiple talents, so he spent his time doing something else after he led the way. Let's not forget, he led the way and he did offer both brothers the fight. And at the time, Logan stepped up. Jake is now trying to sneak his way out of the grass because he feels this is the weakest time to target the man. But when he was there and in it, like how he's in it now, Jake wanted to fight Deji. So that is the honest truth. You know, I don't like my videos stretching too far over 10 minutes these days, especially if I'm not reacting to something, you know, on the screen like that. But I feel like I've said my piece. You comment below if you think this fight will happen. And if it does happen, do you think you're still going to be as interested by then? Or more interested because you've been waiting so long, comment below. But I don't know. It's one of those ones. It's up in the air because Jake, he likes to move on quick. People like to move on quick in this world, and if you haven't been dedicating your life to it, like me, then it's very easy to just pick up and change your mind on what you want to do. And that is fair enough. They worked hard to be in that position. But like and subscribe anyway, and put your notifications on so I do pop up every time I upload a video, and you'll see me on your subscription feed. And also, final shout out, nearly forgot, final shout out to Smart Stop. Smart Stop is still there, part of the team. Sent me a box of goods the other day. I don't even know where I put it. Where did I put this box? They sent me some bits and pieces the other day, but you know what I was most impressed with? This pen. They sent me this pen, you know, that has a light on top, cold, and then this little pocket charger, and look at that. It's clean still. So shout out to Smart Stop. You know what we do at the end of videos. And if you don't, it's that time.
Life is full of open wounds and open patches, so at least I made a bed upon the finest mattress. Pillows with feathers disclosing in my endeavors. My heart bathes, speaking with passion, stretching the letters. Niggas move in Belgium, so they're sitting on the fence. Only do it pounds, we don't stress about the pence. Same up in the US, do it dollars, not the cents. Young boy.